Hey guys and gals, it's me, superdanielrocket, and happy 8th anniversary of the channel. That's right, it's been about 8 years since I first uploaded my first video on the superdanielrocket channel. And then we've been through a lot since that first video. Like, of course, we've been through several different eras, as you can say. Like, who can forget the Let's Fight era?
Let's fight.
And of course, the Nutting era. And of course, the era that we are in today is what I like to call the Daniel and Leanne era, which is still going strong, by the way. Of course, this era is mostly known for its movie reviews, its series reviews, and of course the skits. But yeah, there's one little topic that I never really reviewed on the channel before, and that's video games, which is a bit weird since I'm a big fan of, Sonic over here. And that's gonna change today for the 8th anniversary video. So yeah, watch me as I review my first ever video game, Sonic the Hedgehog 4. So yeah, without further ado, as always, let's get into it. So like most video game reviewers, I guess I have to talk about how the video game came to be. But I don't really know specifically as to how Sonic 4 came to be, so but if I can guess, I kind of feel like people were starting to miss the the classic 2D Sonic gameplay. So yeah, Sega noticed this and decided to give us Sonic the Hedgehog 4 because people miss classic Sonic and all that. Yes, I actually have an original copy, although I don't have a Sega Genesis. But anyways, yeah, I kind of feel like that's the reason. So yeah, end of story, I guess. I'm sorry that it's kind of a bit disappointing, but that's all I got for you guys. But yeah, anyways, let's get on with the game itself. So we start off in Splash Hill Zone, the adventure begins. I really like the little subtitles each stage has. It really gives some of the stages a bit more personality, I guess you can say. Fun fact, there's a little Easter egg with the the name Splash Hill Zone. If you actually take the first word of each of the classic 2D Sonic games of the first stage, you can actually spell out a word. Just take out the S from Splash Hill Zone, the E from Emerald Hill Zone, the G from Green Hill Zone, and the A from Angel Island Zone, and you get Sega! That's a really nice touch. Okay, since we're here, let's just get this out of the way. The homing attack. I kind of feel like what they were trying to do here is somewhat similar to New Super Mario Bros. They wanted to add moves from the 3D games and implement them into 2D. But the problem is the homing attack was added into 3D in order to make it easier to attack enemies. So yeah, now that we're back in 2D, it's kinda useless. Although, it was actually implemented very well here. I really like the air dash you get from this homing attack. It's way better than the straight line dash that we get in the previous games before this. And despite the homing attack kind of being useless, it's very satisfying to pull off some tricks with it. So yeah, even though the homing attack is kind of useless in 2D, they actually put it in very well. It doesn't feel like it's lazily slapped on there. As for the physics in Sonic 4, yeah, I can agree with a lot of people when they say it's nothing like the other classic games. Funny enough, it's kind of like the opposite of the other classic Sonic games. Basically, instead of rolling to gain more speed, you just run to gain more speed. Yeah, there's no momentum involved, rolling down a hill, making it more faster. No, instead it's just running. Yeah. Although it doesn't feel like a game breaker, I can still play the game just fine, and sometimes throughout my playthrough I barely notice it. So yeah, I think it's fine, I guess. I kind of feel like it's best if they had the original physics, but it's nothing to be the game's terrible. One thing I noticed when people talk about Sonic 4 is the lack of Sonic 3 representation, which is a bit weird because there is actually a few things from Sonic 3 that's implemented here. Sure, there's no and Knuckles on the title screen, but we do have some other stuff from Sonic 3. We're back to the 3-act structure of Sonic 1, but the thing is, each act actually feels very different from one another, and all of them have their own original tracks, like Sonic 3. I really like how it was handled here in Sonic 4. For example, you can see in the Night Zone Act 1, You're doing the typical casino Sonic type things that you usually do, but later on in Act 2 you actually get to flip some cards and earn some lives and rings from it, and you actually get to ride on a deck of cards, which is actually pretty cool. And then in Act 3 you actually get to ride on these cannons. It was actually handled pretty well here. There's a lot of cannons here where you have to aim and shoot at the right place, so yeah, it's actually pretty cool. For another good example, in Lost Labyrinth Act 1, you actually get to dodge boulders, run from boulders, ride boulders even, boulders, blah, 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 blah. And in Act 2, you actually get this little torch here and you have to light up the place to make it, you know, brighter because it's all dark, which is actually pretty cool. And actually get to ride a minecart too. And in Act 3, you got a water stage, which is actually handled pretty well. Which got me thinking a little bit. Of course, you know, Lost Labyrinth is actually a copy of, you know, Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1. But the thing is, people never notice this, but it's actually a better version of the level than the one in Sonic 1. So, yeah, that's a bit surprising. I'm surprised nobody really noticed that. So, yeah. Okay, that's enough talking about the regular stages. How about the special stages? Oh boy. You guys don't know this about me, but I am not very good at special stages. The only one that I'm kind of okay with is Sonic Mania special stages. Everything else, no, especially Blue Spears. Oh my goodness, Blue Spears. And yes, I suffered through a lot to get the tokens in Sonic Mania to unlock debug mode, and I still have the song in my head to remind me of the suffering. Wait, that doesn't sound right. As for the special stages in Sonic 4, you have to grab 50 rings in the regular stage and then enter the special ring at the end of the stage. Yes, it is painful as it is in Sonic 1. As for the special stages themselves, it's also like Sonic 1, but the thing is, instead of controlling Sonic, you're controlling the entire stage, which is actually a pretty nice twist on things. Although I still suck at these stages. And if you want big proof that I really suck at special stages, I was able to enter the ring 5 times when I was recording footage for this video, and I failed miserably and more pathetic each and every time. Although here's a tip that I learned from these special stages. If you first playing the game, make sure to not enter the special stage in the first stage. Save that for the last special stage because of course that's going to be the hardest one, so it will make it easier for you to go again and again and again. Sadly, I wasn't able to implement that method into this game, but I was able to learn from my mistakes and able to, implement it into Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 on my phone. You can see right there. All 7 Chaos Emeralds. Yeah. Unlike any of the other classic Sonic games, it actually takes place in a separate stage, which I really like in my opinion. I don't know, in the other classic Sonic games, it's kind of annoying that I get so many rings from blasting through the stage and then later on have to go to a screeching halt when fighting the boss and I lose all of those rings. I don't know, to be honest, I don't really like that the bosses are always at the end of the act, so yeah. I'm glad they're a separate boss here. Yeah, as you can see, the bosses are repeated from the other classic Sonic games. Of course, you get the Wrecking Ball from Sonic 1 and the weird Eggman balloons from Sonic 2, which, funny enough, were also repeated in Sonic 3, so yeah, this is very unoriginal. But what is original for these bosses is the new Pinch mode. After you hit Eggman a few times, he gets really mad and puts a little twist on the classic boss, which is actually pretty cool. In Splash Hill Zone, Eggman slams down the Wrecking Ball at you, and in Mad Gear, he runs away and tries to toss the Eggman balloon things to, stop you in your tracks. As for the final boss though, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys because I'm using the new completionist style. Yes! Wait, I don't have a Sega Genesis. And I'm not good at special stages, so I can't complete this game. Honestly though, I actually cannot access the final boss because there's this one button in Lost Labyrinth Act 3 that I cannot seem to press down in order to open a door, so yeah, that means I cannot finish Act 3, that means I cannot finish the boss of Lost Labyrinth, and that means I cannot, access the final boss, so yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, I did manage to look up the final boss online, and yeah, it is kind of disappointing. It is still the death fake from, you know, the other previous classic Sonic games, but I do like the cool lightning effect that he has after, you know, the pinch mode happens. So yeah, that's cool. Too bad I can't play it though. So overall, I can see why people think this is a bit of a disappointment. Of course, it copies a lot of stuff from the other classic Sonic games, and the physics are nothing like the other classic Sonic games, but yeah. As for me though, it's an enjoyable disappointment. Sure, there's a lot of cons in the code for a lot of people, but that doesn't make it, you know, an unplayable game and a bad game. There's a lot of stuff there that you can clearly see they actually put effort into it, and they don't just, you know, hastily slap, you know, nostalgia on there. So yeah, even though it's not the Sonic 4 that people wanted, they do have some kind of vision there. I can see that they're trying to put something there. It doesn't feel like there isn't really a vision there. I can see that. I can see a vision there, but I don't know, it's just a vision that people don't really like, but it's still a very functional, very playable game, and it's a pretty decent game, I guess you can say. So yeah, that's what I think. Whew, that was pretty tiring. I have to cover a lot there, but anyways, with that said, alright guys, and yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I really wanted to do something special for the 8th anniversary of the channel, so I thought this was the best way to do it. So yeah, a lot of my friends also just suggested me to, you know, review a game for once, so here I am on my 8th anniversary. So yeah, I'm glad I was able to do this, because, you know, what else would I review? Of course it would be Sonic. But yeah, speaking of which, yeah, as you can see from the entire video, I was wearing the old Sonic t-shirt that I wore in my old videos when I talk about Sonic. So yeah, I of course have the new Sonic t-shirt now, which is actually official. This is not official, by the way, this is just printed on there, but yeah, I now have an official t-shirt, of course, which is straight from Japan, Joyopolis. But yeah, I know honestly I kind of prefer this t-shirt because it's more comfortable. But anyways, as for new videos, I have several planned for the holiday, because of course we got some new movie releases. We got Will Smith as a pigeon, and of course we got Star Wars. I probably haven't talked about Star Wars in a while though, but yeah, Star Wars is coming back, as well as other videos also planned for the holiday season, so stay tuned. So until then guys, as always, rock it on.